our urban boy or girl, whichever one you have chosen to do. Make sure now that you have used your Sharpie to give yourself some outlines. Then you can grab a set of gouache paint that is in the white containers or watercolors. When you're using the gouache, you're going to do the same thing with the watercolors. You need to reactivate the paint. You can just put a couple of drops in that color and swirl around. You do not have to dig the brush into the paint. Then choose the area that you're going to paint and proceed on to paint. What I like to do is start dark on the edges and then fade lighter. Now, how do I fade? I then take my brush and use less paint, excuse me. Then you get a paper towel and dab. Then take what you have already painted and spread it upward. Notice now that it is lighter instead of darker area. And in your shadow areas, it'll be a good idea if you would take maybe some purple or red violet and a little bit of black, just a little black, in those creases like here. You can make those creases look darker to show shadows underneath the creases or the folds of the clothes and to show shadows under an object. Now, this is going to be very important to making your work look even more three-dimensional. Every object has a shadow. As you notice, I just put the shadow that separates the sweater from the shirt, and that was with a purple. I can do that same thing, and notice I still have a little paint on my brush. You don't need a lot. I can do that same thing, creating that shadow under his pants. All right. If you want a shadow to be around the face area because of the hat covering, you can grab a little more of the color or a darker purple depending on your skin tone. If the skin tone is a brown, purple would be a great color. If your skin color is a little more flesh tone or lavender, not lavender, white, you can put a little lavender as the shadow under there. Okay, highlights and shadows are very important to making your artwork really look like three-dimensional. Now, you can also see in my trees that I have done so too. I have a lighter green in mixed with the darker greens, and that made those tree bushes all look different than one another instead of all of them being one value of colors. Okay, in my windows, okay, I have taken a little bit of sky blue, really watered down, all right, and placed a little bit of blue on the windows just to show the reflection of the sky shining on the windows. So what you have to do is you really have to use your imagination, okay? You have to think, what does this scenery look like in real life if I was this little boy? Remember, it will count as a test grade. And you're going to turn it in. Notice I have my name down here at the bottom. You can put your name, okay? This is, again, going to be a test grade. It is due at the end of this week. If you're a Tuesday, Thursday class, it is due Thursday. If you're a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, it is due on Friday. And it needs to be fully painted, like so. It needs to have the town behind your girl or your boy. I'm looking for full body, mostly head, torso area, and some legs. If you have shoes, that's even better. All right, this is on the long paper, so you have had all week to draw this, and I hope you have used your time wisely. Let's now continue to create our painting. Thank you for listening.